Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we're going to have Gary. Gary's from North Carolina in the USA. So let's see what Gary has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Gary, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Thanks for waking up so early on Sunday morning to do the interview with me.
Sure.
I love your chair, by the way.
This one?
Yes, I like
Oh,
it. The red with the black, amazing. I like the background as well. It's your bedroom.
Yeah, it's a very comfortable chair.
It looks like very comfortable. Gary, so before we start the game, just tell me where you're from.
I currently live in Garner, North Carolina, US, which is right outside of Raleigh.
Okay, and what's the best part of living there, in your opinion?
It's a very quiet kind of place. It's suburbia. Your money goes far. You know, it reminds me of where I grew up in northern New Jersey, like outside of New York. It's just very kind of normal seeming, you know, middle America kind of thing.
I see. And your family living back in New Jersey, or they live as well in North Carolina?
I've got some in both. I've
Okay.
got a brother that lives in New Jersey, and my mother and my stepfather are here in North Carolina.
Okay, and what do you do for a living?
I'm an IT manager.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, amazing. And I'm sure you have a lot of requests through the day for people trying to work out things through the day, don't you?
All day. Yep, that's definitely my job. Yep,
And what do you like the most about your job?
helping people.
Everyone says that. My best friend who lives in Canada, in Montreal, he's an IT as well, who's IT. And the other day I was talking to him, I said, my God, because you're always busy, people contact him, they don't sort problems. What's the most interesting, said William, is just solving problems. People call me for anything they need. Like for the day, it's just calling. And yes, that's what people from IT at work as well. I see all the time, any problem, IT, please, IT, all the time.
IT is always the first to know what's going on, so it's fun getting the information too.
Absolutely, and I think when like something happened, everyone thinks straight away IT is like automatically already come to your head, like IT. Right. Okay, Gary. So welcome to William and the Magic Box.
Yeah.
You're my best friend, full of random fun questions. Okay.
Sure.
I'm just gonna play a song now, just for us to dance a little bit before the first question. Are you ready?
Okay.
Right, and just before we start as well, I'd like to tell you that if there is any question you don't have an answer for, you don't like, would like to answer for some reason, I always can change and pick another one, okay? It's very friendly and relaxed, right?
Sure.
Let's do it. Hope you like the music. Good, I can see you're a good dancer, good one. Right, let's go for the first question. The first question is, what do you like the most in your best friends?
In my best friends, they understand my sense of humor.
Tell me a little bit about it.
I don't know, my sense of humor is it's more sarcastic, it's a little on the darker side, and a lot of people think that I just don't find a lot of things funny, where it's like I just have a shifted sense of humor, kind of a twisted one. And my best friends who I grew up with share the same trait, and that's, I think, why we got along so well.
And you always had the sense of humor, being sarcastic, always being like that?
Yeah, I was definitely a sarcastic child, and still am as an adult.
And do you have siblings as well? Brother and sisters? You said you have a brother, you said, back in
Yeah.
university.
Yeah, I have an older brother. Mm-hmm.
Just two of you?
Yep.
Is he sarcastic as well?
He's not. He's more serious. He's very laid back. He's definitely, excuse me. He's definitely the relaxed one in the family.
I see. Cool. Next question for you. Let's do it. Before the next question, and in your opinion, what's the most challenging parts of living in Gardner?
Um, there's not a big gay community here.
Hmm.
So it's oftentimes, it's not rural, it's suburbia, but it's a lot of families. Um, there's not a big sense of gay community or anything like that, so that's pretty rough sometimes.
So you mean that being gay is a bit difficult over there?
It's difficult, somewhat. I mean, people are accepting. I have no problems with neighbors or anybody that I work with or anything like that. But I feel that maybe not this area in particular goes out of their way to acknowledge or celebrate or anything like that. Never had any problems, but it's never been emphasized.
I see. And if you'd like to go to some like gay bars or a gay scene, where is the closest?
It's within Raleigh. Raleigh's got one or two gay bars, fairly small, been there for a long time. Not my kind of scene. I don't usually go to bars or clubs because that's just, it's not really my thing.
Right. Okay. Next question for you is, what's the best gift have you ever received and from whom?
Oh, that's a tough question. Probably the best gift I ever received was when I moved out of my parents' house. My mother had been putting together a book for me about just about my life since I was a baby.
Wow.
Newspaper clippings, pictures, and all that. It was like a timeline. It was so sentimental. And she gave that to me. I still have it. I look at it every now and then because it just reminds me of, a happy childhood, and that's probably the best gift I've ever got.
Oh wow! And so it's the first time that you moved away from your parents' house?
Yeah, I was very young. I was about 16 or 17, and yeah, it was a sentimental gift to send me on my way.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I think nowadays those very simple gestures, they are the biggest in our hearts. You know what I mean? When people spend some time put together like pictures or phrases or memories and moments, I think that's what makes special. Oh, nice one. I'm glad this message came up. This question came up to you. Good. Next question, Gary. Let's do it. Right. Next question is, what was your favorite part about school?
Just getting to socialize with people. Talkative. So I like going to, getting out of the house and just see my friends every day. And I was never good at school, never good grades or anything, but I always had somebody to talk to.
And what was your favorite subject?
English.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Great. Good one. Next question. As you said about being gay, I guess that you always had the support of your family being gay?
No.
Tell me about it.
Work, yeah.
So it wasn't easy at times?
No, I grew up in a very religious household, Christian household, and that being gay was not something that was accepted at all. And through one way or another, unfortunately, I did not have the choice to make the decision to tell my family. So there were a number of years where we did not talk. There were some pretty deep struggles, but that was a long time ago, and most people have evolved, and we're very close now.
And can you share the moment when you came out? How did it happen?
Sure. Yes. So I was 15, and I had written a handwritten note to a friend in class in high school about a crush that I had on a boy. And I don't know exactly how, but one way or another, that note ended up in the hands of my school principal, um, who called my mother and told her that I was gay, and read her this letter, and then my school actually suspended me because it was a private school. I wasn't allowed to come back until I had seen a psychiatrist, and I had seen those pray the gay away Christian therapists. So I made it through that. Difficult, very difficult. But eventually, you know, as I kept fighting just for myself and my beliefs and who I was, the world around me changed. And
Wow.
I got to see that.
Wow, my God, what a story. And do you think when you look back, for example, when you look back now, do you think those schools, like private school, do you think they still stand up for this? They still, you know what I mean? They still carry on like being this way, do you think, or they have changed?
Well, I think it depends really. I think a lot of the private schools have evolved, you know, to include everybody and celebrate everybody, but I still hear stories of those that aren't and are still, you know, very by the book. We treat you this way based on this or that. So I do feel like some change has occurred. Yeah.
I see. And when in your particular case, when you look back, do you see any positivity out of it? When do you think that you are the person who you are today? Let's say you are a bit grateful for that, what happened, or if you could take it out of your story, you put this out. What do you think right now?
Even though it was a challenging experience and there were, you know, a lot of bad times, I wouldn't take it back because it made me who I am. It made me a fighter. It made me proud to be a person of courage and believe in myself.
Very good, Gary. Alone, there are so many people that went through tough situations, you know, tough moments coming out as gay. But I'm glad that you're in a better place now and everything's sorted with your family. That's the good part. Next question is, if you could have dinner with anyone, living or not, who that would be and why?
I don't know, I want to say a million names. But I think somebody like Lucille Ball would be really funny. It would be an interesting experience. She was a comedian who started, you know, I think in the 50s. And just to kind of have dinner with her and talk about life and laugh and love would be pretty amazing.
Very good. And why you liked her? Why you always liked her?
She had a television show. Well, she had several, but her main one was I Love Lucy, and it's from before I was born. But when I was growing up, one of my favorite things to do was watch like classic TV. So I grew up watching her show, black and white, you know, very, very politically correct, as much as she could be, but she pushed boundaries. She was just an interesting character for her time, and she just kind of pushed all those boundaries. She was really funny, and I think that just getting to have a conversation with her would be different.
Do you think that your sarcastic humor is kind of somehow connected with her as well?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. Right, next question for you, Gary. Next question for you is, who would swap lives for a day, if you could?
Have to be somebody rich, famous, who lives a life like unlike mine. I don't know, maybe Justin Bieber or somebody.
Wow. Justin Bieber. I think I would as well, actually. Imagine.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good life. I think I would swap, like to live a day in that life.
Very good, very good. Next question. Right, before the next one, when you think about your hometown, it's Wayne? Wayne.
Wayne, New Jersey, yes.
Yeah. When you think of your hometown, what's the first memory that comes to your mind?
Riding my bike all over town with my friends.
And how often do you go to visit your hometown?
Not often, maybe once a year. There's not many people left there for me to go visit.
I see. Okay, next question is, what three things are you most grateful for?
Oh, in no particular order. First, my family, who supports me, loves me, is there for me. Second, my dogs. I don't know what I would do without them. They're my loves. Third thing I'm grateful for is just to be where I am. I'm healthy. I'm employed. I'm in a relationship. I think I've got so many things to be grateful for that I can't just name three.
Oh, that's sweet. And your dogs are around? You could see or not?
They are probably upstairs sleeping in the bed.
Oh, of course, Sunday morning.
Yeah, they don't like to get out of bed very, very early.
How many of them you have?
I have two of them.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Okay. What's their name?
Suki, I named her after True Blood, Suki, and Axel.
Very good, very good. Next question, Gary. Right. Next question is, what's the best advice have you ever given?
The best advice that I have ever given is sometimes people just need somebody to listen to them and not necessarily say anything back or give advice. Sometimes people just need you to listen.
I agree.
Remember that.
I agree. Totally agree with you. Next question. Right, before the next one, and what's the most tough part of your job?
Toughest part of my job is that the people who work under me we're spread out. So seeing them, having a sense of team and getting together, making sure that everybody's happy is the toughest part.
I see. And through that this challenge year that the whole world has been facing since the first lockdown last year, I believe that for you didn't affect that much, I believe, or it was big impact in your career.
No, it wasn't a huge impact in my career. Most IT people have the ability to do their jobs from home, so it was just a little bit of a change of where I worked. But it really didn't impact me too much. No, in fact, it actually benefited me. I love working from home, and now that we're starting to return to the office, it's a good mix of routine.
And personally, when you look back through this year that everyone faced, what's the positive and the negative parts you came out? You know what I mean? You learn about it, or you could see yourself, or what's the most positive lesson and the negativity you got out of it?
I've never thought about that one before. That's a good question too. I think the positive that we got out of it is it was a reminder that everybody's got personal space, and to be aware, of that you may be in somebody's personal space. It gave everybody just kind of this reality check of, we have so many people crowded living with us, that maybe sometimes we just need to take a step back and look into our houses and spend time with our families and less out there in other people's bubbles.
I see. And the negativity?
The negativity, I feel like it brought out a lot of mental health issues, because people lost their jobs. They were, forced almost to stay inside. I feel like it dramatically affected people's mental health.
I think it's the number one, I think, for sure.
Mm.
Yeah. Next question is, if you could ask for a miracle, what that would be?
A miracle for me, a miracle for somebody else?
Both, let's say.
Ah. All right. A miracle for me would be to, oh gosh, you ask such probing questions.
Take your time, take your time.
So a miracle to me, I guess would be winning the lottery. I know that may be a dumb answer, but I feel like, you know, money doesn't bring happiness, but it can sure solve a lot of problems.
For sure.
That would be, I wouldn't necessarily call that a miracle, but that would be amazing. Miracle for somebody else. I know two people who have family relatives that are suffering from cancer, and among other things, and a miracle would be if they were, you know, to improve, get better, be in remission.
Let's see if today is your luckiest day and you got this biggest lottery prize, the biggest ever. What would be your first big splurge?
My first big splurge? Probably a boat.
Say again?
A boat, like a nice,
oh wow,
like a yacht. Yeah.
Good one, good one. Next question, Gary. Next question for you. Okay, what made you laugh this week or this month? Something that stuck to your head.
What made me laugh this week was I had friends over last night, and they're funny guys, and we were joking, just laughing about this and that. Nothing in particular. Just being around other people, having that kind of conversation of high energy, joking, you know, hanging out. Yeah, see my friends. For sure.
Good one, very good. Are you enjoying the show so far, Gary?
Yes.
Yeah? Great.
Yeah.
Next one. Are you most of a day or night person?
Oh, I'm definitely more of a day person.
Mm. That's why you was up so early for the interview, yes?
Well, I try to get up early. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but I love the sunshine. Once the sun goes away, I tend to go to bed with it.
Wow, early birds.
Yeah.
Okay, next question is, what does family mean to you?
Family means a lot. To me, it's the people who support you, no matter what you're going through, who you are. It's the people that stick by you through thick and thin. Means everything. If you don't have that, if you don't have some sense of family, I feel like that's a very lonely thing to experience. So to me, that means support and comfort and all those things.
And who in your family you are more close to?
Well, my definition of family is not only of blood, but it's those people you choose. I do believe you choose your own family, as well as as the ones you're born into. I'm probably closest to my brother. Him and I, we're pretty similar in the way that we approach things, and the way that we feel about things has often been the same. So I feel like within that realm, I'm closest to my brother. Even though he's far away and we don't talk a lot, I feel that closeness with him.
Very good, very good. Another question for you, Gary. You're saying that you have a partner right now, in a relationship. You're in a relationship.
Yes.
And so far, what's the most, let's say, beautiful lesson you learned from your partner?
Most beautiful lesson would be to think. I'm always, and let me elaborate. So I'm the type of person that I say what I feel. Sometimes not necessarily in that order. You know, there's that no filter. The one thing that he's taught me is to think before I speak, think before I act. And I found, you know, not only does that shape what other people think of you, but it also shapes your ultimate self-confidence and your ability within yourself to speak to others. So he's taught me that, and I'm very grateful for it.
Great, good one. Next question is, what is the worst pickup line have you ever heard?
The worst pickup line I've ever heard has got to be that, did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Terrible, terrible way to pick up anybody up.
I never heard this one before.
The classic is, so somebody walks up to you and says, did it hurt? And you say, why? What do you mean, what hurt? And they say, when you fell from heaven, because you must be an angel.
Oh, it's sweet in a way.
Sweet, but come on, how many rom-coms has that been in?
I would say, no, I would say, if somebody would tell that to me, I would say, no, because you were there to hold in your arms.
Ooh.
Now you know. And if you don't like the person, said it did hurt a lot because nobody was there to pick me up.
Right.
Oh, that's funny. I like that. Next question, Gary. Gary, for North Carolina, next question is, how would you describe a perfect friendship?
Perfect friendship? Somebody who you can sit in a room with and not talk and say everything.
Yes, I believe I'm this. I totally agree with you. I think friendship is the one, like, we don't choose friends. I think friends, it's a chemistry. When the chemistry is there, you know, it's not, you don't go like, okay, I'm gonna choose you as my best friend. It doesn't work like that. So I think everything, it's about chemistry. Like relationships, the same. I feel the same way as well. It's all part of the chemistry.
Exactly.
Next question. Right. Next question is, who is a celebrity you admire and why?
Admire. Lady Gaga, because she's fearless. She, from the start, you know, of her career, she's always done her thing, her way, and I love that. You know, fighting your way to be who you are is something I identify with, and she not only did that, but she used that platform to help other people, and continues to do that. I mean, she's got charities and organizations and movements that, you know, a lot of people don't even know about. I very much admire her.
I agree. I think she embraces a lot. You always, when she's doing something, there's always something behind that she's helping out somehow.
Yeah, she's got a message that she wants to tell you, and she wants to make the world a better place, truly.
For sure, for sure. Ready for another one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it. Okay, Gary, next question is, what do you think are the best traits for a person to have?
Empathy. Empathy and understanding, really. I feel like if more people understood one another, the world would be a much better place.
Absolutely, I agree as well. Respecting as well. Sometimes you don't need to understand, but just respect, You know what I mean? Because I think, like, for example, I live in a city, London, it's very multicultural. You know, you see people from all over the planet. You see people with different, ways that you never thought before. I'm originally from Brazil, and when I remember arriving in London, and I remember seeing different communities around, different religions, people, and something that I'll never thought in my life. And nowadays, living here, if you sometimes, for example, I don't even understand the way you're, but if you respect, you know what I mean, and you just kind of, as I said, understanding as well. As you said, the world would be a better place for sure. That's for sure.
I totally agree. You don't have to get along or agree with everybody. Yeah. Respect, very good, and understanding, I think, are.
Yeah, I agree. 3 questions left for you.
Oh boy, okay.
Let's do it. Good one. If you could change something yourself, what that would be and why?
In myself, it would be to worry less. Worry less about the future, about the, just in general, to worry less.
Kind of an overthinker.
Yes.
Always been?
No. It wasn't always that way. I think, just growing up and stress and bills and life and things cause you to develop patterns and overthink.
Cool. Welcome to the club. I can be as well. I can be overthinker. Right, 2 questions left. For the next one, is there a big difference between New Jersey and North Carolina?
Very big, yeah. Yes.
What's the biggest difference between both?
Definitely expense. New Jersey obviously being in close proximity to New York. You're looking at spending 3 times the amount on pretty much anything that you would in North Carolina. Gas, real estate, clothing, anything. So there's definitely financial advantage to living in North Carolina. The other big difference is obviously, New Jersey is much more progressive. They are kind of the mind your own business, I'm doing my thing, you do your thing of mentality. And down here in North Carolina, it's very much the opposite. It's people are nosy and they want to know what everybody's up to and what everybody's doing.
Interesting.
Yeah, so those are two big changes that I had to adjust to. One was great and one was not so much.
Okay, next question is, what did you want to be growing up?
Oddly enough, I wanted to be a farmer.
Wow.
Yeah. So one of the things that I love to do is garden. I find it's so therapeutic to me to just go out there and work with your hands and create something. And I realize that now, but I guess I've always had that kind of attraction to it. And I wanted to be some type of farmer or something along that lines, but I ended up in the IT world supporting farmers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So somehow it's part of connected with your joy.
Part of it, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's cool. Okay, Gary, you ready for the last one?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Last question for you is, what was your best friend's name growing up? And why did you consider this person as your best friend at the time?
Devin was best friend. And that is because he was the person that welcomed me the most. When I was new to a new school, we actually kind of hated each other at first, but it was one of those love-hate, friendships. Like you pull the ponytail of the girl you like or something. and that was in 4th grade. We're still friends to this day. We can share any secret, and we get each other.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm sure he's gonna be very happy to see that. Oh, that's sweet. And he's back in New Jersey, or?
No, he actually moved out to California a number of years ago. And I just recently got back from staying with him for a couple of weeks. So it was a really nice experience.
Oh, very sweet, very sweet. Okay, Gary, it's not the end yet. Okay, let's play now the word association game. So I'm going to give away some words and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind, okay? Quick thinking. Okay. Let's start with life.
Love.
Money.
I don't know. Not enough.
How about love?
My boyfriend's name, Matt.
Great. Family.
My mom.
Sex.
Trust.
Politics.
Messy.
Religion.
Messy.
Fear.
Useless.
Friendship.
Valuable.
Regrets.
Doesn't matter.
Desire.
Make it happen.
Success.
Depends on what it means to you.
Good one. Happiness.
Same answer.
Wish.
Wish.
Yeah.
No
right.
Wish, genie, I guess.
I'm a genie in the bottle. Right, and the next one now. If I tell you Wayne, your hometown, one word.
Fountains of one word. Okay. Liz.
And the last one now. IT, one word.
Fun.
Good, very good. Right, let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely friend, the one who just was visiting now, and I'm going to ask him, tell me the most beautiful thing about Gary, and tell me something that he needs to work on, to improve on. What do you think he'll tell me?
He would probably say that the most beautiful thing is that I will help somebody almost to a fault. I'll go above and beyond to try and make them happy, healthy, whatever it may be. Negative thing that he may say is that I need to probably continue to learn to think before I speak and act, because that's a process, for sure.
If I would ask the same question to your boyfriend, he would say the same answer, both sides?
No, I think that he would say the beautiful thing would be that I am proud to be myself. And yeah, probably the same answer for the second one. The one who taught me, so that's kind of not a fair answer for him. But yeah, I think he would say that.
And I'm gonna put a little bit harder for you. And if I would ask the same question to your brother, would be the same answer?
Oh no, I don't think so. I think my brother would say the most beautiful thing about me would be my ability to understand what people are going through, because we've connected on that several times. And I think if he were to say something I could work on, it would be to try and show my emotions more.
Oh, I love it. I love your answer. Very good. You see, different people around us, they see us in different ways and have different ways of define ourselves. Very interesting. I love your answer. Right, let's play now, Gary, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Gary, you can ask me a question now.
Okay. So what brought you from Brazil to London?
Right, do you have another hour for us to talk about it? I'm joking. Right, so long story short, I left Brazil when I was 19 years old. But before that, I've always been passionate about, when you said about you loved English lesson when you were a child, I loved the English language as well. When I started studying English, I was 12 years old, and I've always been fascinated. So I always wanted to live in a country where the first language would be English. And of course, people from Brazil, they tend to go to USA, to America. We have this concept about learning English or, change our lives, always like moving to the USA. It's like kind of a big dream, like America dream. We always had that. Yeah. But at the time, my parents, they couldn't afford me a visa or support me living abroad in America because, as you know, it's very hard to get a visa and you need to have a lot of support. My family couldn't afford to get me that. So yeah, when I was 19, I had the opportunity to live in Portugal, to go to Portugal, and I didn't think twice. I listened twice. I said, okay, I'm gonna go to Portugal, and from there I can go to Ireland or to England, and I can live in a country where I can speak English every day. So that's the answer. So I always wanted to live in a country where the first language was English. And it's very funny how life sometimes takes in a direction that you're not expecting. I never thought in my life that I would live in Portugal, and not even in England. For me, it was like America, USA. I had this dream of living in USA. And but I'm gonna write a book one day about it because it's a very fascinating story. How I got to Portugal, how I got to England, and yeah, that's why I said, do you have 1 hour? Because I could tell like details, how things happened, and it's amazing. And I'm so fascinated how life takes us in a direction that you're not expecting. And I'm very happy being here. I'm very happy being in England. I feel like London is home for me now. I've been here for 16 years now, and the longest I've been away from London was when I go to Brazil. Of course, I spent 3 weeks, holidays, meeting my family, friends, but I never been away so far from London. 4 years ago, when I was working for Disney Cruise Line, for Disney World in Orlando. So I spent there 4 months working there, and it was the very first time when I stayed away from London. And 2 months and a half I was there, I felt homesick. I was like, oh my God, that's when I realized, I was like, okay, now I know London's yeah, so that's my answer to you. That's my answer, how I left Brazil and I've been living here in the UK, in London.
That's a very cool answer. And hey, if you write that book, I'd love to read it, because those stories about how life throws you things you never expect are the best kind.
I'll tell you something, Gary, when I look back, when I was 19 years old, I'll tell you something now. As I was mentioned before, my parents couldn't afford me even the ticket, even the plane ticket. They couldn't afford me the rent for me to pay my rent to live in Portugal. It's a long story. Like when I look back, I'm like, God, I was only 19. It's amazing how, but I always had this drive of, okay, if you want something, you need to fight for it. You need to go after your dreams. And yes, just the fact when I can write just one book, just from the moment when I had the opportunity until I lived to Portugal, I could write a book. And from Portugal until here, because it's a lot of stories, a lot of things happening. But I always believed, if you have a dream, if you believe in something, there's nothing that's going to stop you. It might take a while. It might, sometimes as well, life brings different other dreams as well. When you follow your dream, there are other dreams connected that comes along, you know what I mean? And that's what makes life interesting, because sometimes if you have a goal, go after your dream, but be approachable and open for other things to come along as well, because it might take you in another direction to make you, a better person, happier that you thought you would be. So yeah, for sure, I will sign one book for you one day, because it's just amazing. It's just amazing how, when I look back, I say I'm so grateful for the way things work out. And yeah, but you need to believe and work hard, because you can get anywhere. And my Instagram, there is a phrase I always put: everything's possible. And believe me, if you really believe in something, it's possible. It's possible, because I think you're halfway of your dream if you believe it. You know what I mean? If you believe in something, it's already halfway of it, because I'm talking too much now.
I'm soaking this up, because I totally agree with everything you're saying. I mean, yeah. It's like you have a goal, that you want to accomplish, and you have a dream, but you need to be open to where life is going to guide you to that goal, and you need to be open to the other things along the way.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. That's what I believe as well. And when I look back, it's about experience. You know, life gives you experience that makes you think this way, makes you understand how things, you know what I mean, go. Because sometimes we have dreams, we just focus so much in that, you don't enjoy the journey to get there. And I think that the most fun thing about our life journey is about enjoying how to get there, and not about to get there. It's about how you're gonna get that. It's like step by step, you know what I mean, through the tears, through everything. I think that's what makes life interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah, if you just focus on nothing else, you're not gonna enjoy any of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Good. Gary, did you have a nice time?
I did. Yeah, thank you for talking to me. Thank you
so
for
much.
reaching out.
Thank you. Thanks for being sweet. And I remember when I tested the first time, you got very excited, and you straight away said, "Yes, I'm up for it. Let's do it." I I could feel your energy just for your message. Thanks so much, and also thanks for taking your time as well on Sunday morning. My God.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks so much. Oh, good. Thank you very much. And before you go, if you don't mind, share a positive message or a positive quote, something that inspires you.
Positive quote. I guess just be yourself. It's simple, but it's powerful. And I think you understand it. It's just fight for it. Be yourself. Don't give up.
It's the only tool you have, being ourselves. I think is the most grateful tool that everyone has. Just be yourself, and I think it's the very basic. Thank you very much, and enjoy your day, okay? It was a pleasure connecting with you, okay? All the best.
Thanks, you too. Have a good day.
And you, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.